Tyson has no idea what he's getting himself into.
And looked at the other guy and said, "Your man's in trouble. This is the..."
I'm enjoying myself. I'm a real cowboy. World-class fighter, real cowboy, world-class cowboy.
And these city boys are too soft to me.
I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to shake up the world.
Left hook and
I'm getting the type of shape down in the country to murder this boy. He better be ready. And people think I'm in the graveyard. I just got it together.
He wears no robe. He wears no socks with his boxing shoes. He says that makes him feel more like a warrior.
May 3rd, 1986, Glens Falls, New York. A quiet town of 15,000 people. Wasn't the kind of place you'd expect history to be made. Yet more than 4,000 people packed the local civic center that night, drawn by a name that was already echoing across America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kid Dynamite, Mike Tyson!
Mike Tyson was 19 years old. His record, 19 fights, 19 wins, 15 knockouts, 12 of them in the first round. He wasn't just winning fights, he was ending them. Tyson was a force of nature, and all of America was watching as this kid from Brooklyn carved his way to the heavyweight crown. But the man standing in the opposite corner wasn't just another name on a list. His name was James "Quick" Tillis, a 28-year-old 6'3" cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
The real cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, James "Quick" Tillis.
The press called him a country boy, a simple kid from the heartland who had no business in the brutal world of professional boxing. They laughed at his hat, his accent, his mannerisms. What they missed was the fighter underneath.
Fast, grease lightning, jumbo jet, that's who I am. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm a real cowboy. Ain't never been a real cowboy, fighting cowboy like myself. World-class fighter, real cowboy, world-class cowboy. I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to shake up the world. Come on, son. Cowboying is my first love, but through fighting, I got all these things. God bless me with all these things, understand? He gonna give me strength and bless me being championship of the world. I gotta work for it, though. And have a lot of fun.
Tillis was a natural southpaw who chose to fight orthodox, making his lead hand deceptively dangerous. He moved lightly for a heavyweight, worked fast combinations, and controlled distance with real craft. Of his 35 professional wins, 22 came early. By May 1981, just 3 years into his pro career, he had already fought for the WBC heavyweight title against the fearsome Mike Weaver in Knoxville, Tennessee, losing a unanimous decision over 15 hard rounds. He didn't win, but he proved that a country boy from Oklahoma could compete at the highest level. By the time he faced Tyson, Tillis carried 47 professional fights on his resume and 12 losses, including painful defeats to dangerous opponents like Greg Page and Pinklon Thomas. Bookmakers had him at 7-1 against the young Brooklyn Beast. On paper, it looked like another inevitable knockout. But Tillis had something none of Tyson's previous opponents possessed: real, hard-earned experience. Nearly 50 professional fights, brutal wars. He had already seen the worst boxing had to offer, and he wasn't afraid of a stare-down. That changed everything.
Who will score the fight on the round system with supplemental point scoring in case of a draw. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. The mandatory 8 count is in effect.
When the bell rang, Tyson came forward with his trademark ferocity, hunting for the single shot that would end it all in the opening seconds. And at moments, he landed. But Tillis didn't fold. Instead of retreating in panic, the cowboy moved. He circled, jabbed, and used his height advantage to control the fight from the outside. By the 3rd round, he was trading openly with Iron Mike, and the arena was stunned.
Against someone who comes in, burrowing in like Tyson does. For some reason, Tillis landed. He was so shocked he grabbed. Quick Tillis Tillis cannot, in my opinion, win a decision in this fight, Jim. He has to try to take Tyson out. And Joe Cortez, the referee, quite properly did not break the fighters because Tyson's hands were not tied up. Again, the right uppercut just missed that time by Tillis.
Late in round one, a round in which Tillis has not acquitted himself too badly, as he has managed to stay away from Tyson's thunderbolts, although he just took a right hand. We'll be back. We bring you back for round two, and you hear the bell. As you saw before we went away, Tyson did land one punch after the bell had sounded to end round one.
Most people in boxing, if they're looking for a way to beat Mike Tyson, believe it will be done by a fighter who is able to move and punch effectively on the move, as Henry Tillman did in winning 2 fights from Tyson in the Olympic trials as amateur.
Solid left hand.
The difference, obviously, is here Mike Tyson has 10 rounds to wear down his opponent. He had to go all out the 3 rounds amateur limit.
Lost to Tillman in the Olympic trial. Right hand lands flush on the cheek of Quick Tillis, but that was an extended right hand. He was not in close enough to do maximum damage.
Yeah, but he's not letting go of Mike Tyson. He might be shaking his hand, which generally means that he was hurt by the punch, even though it was, as you say, extended. Too far outside, but he can't get so close out here. Tyson will grab him, as Tillis will always do when Mike lets him.
Tyson can be hit. He was openly disappointed with the number of times that Steve Zowski landed on him in his last fight.
Any custom auto-trained fighter prides himself on his defense. And Mike really was disappointed that Zowski hit him with some right hands, really silly right hands that he should not have been hit with. It was just a loss of concentration.
The right hand by Tillis was blocked there.
A jab by Mike Tyson, a rare punch for him in his first 19 fights as competition. He's been using it more in training and says that we'll see a lot more of it in this fight. He just tried it there till Tillis knocked down 2 of them. Good hip movement by Tyson coming in.
For the moment, Tyson is a sign of the respect that he must have for a fighter of Tillis' experience.
There's the punch that, in my opinion, he won't knock Tillis out with it, but he will wear him down and bring his hands down so he can land punches to the head.
He got him with the left. And you heard that Tyson has begun to break through the guard around the face. And there's a right hand as Tyson continues to land New York for the beginning of round 3. More than 8,000 people here in the Glens Falls Civic Center, almost all of them rooting for the fighter that Upper New York State thinks of as its own Mike Tyson.
Right now, all of the aggression is out of Mike Tyson. He is keeping his distance. He's trying to learn how to box with James Quick Tillis. It is not, or has not been to date, his fight. So if Quick Tillis has done nothing else, at the present time, he's taken Mike Tyson out of his game plan.
Tillis tying Tyson's left arm up there. Tillis' trainer and co-manager Bo Williford said that he had been working with him for the last 6 weeks, tying up Tyson's arms. But that time, Tyson got the left hand through again after ducking a Tillis punch.
Just one punch for Mike, and that's not typical. He has to put punches together when he gets inside. Keep busy against Jesse Ferguson. Look at the hand speed by Tyson.
That's one of the things that's astonishing, to see a man of this size and this build with such quick hands. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that will be taking...
Fought to survive for the most part. The punch that turned the fight around was a combination, actually, a right.
Come on, get those arms out. Come on, work out of there.
This is an important learning experience for Mike Tyson. He's going to have to be able to handle a Quick Tillis to get to the top of the heap, and he is right now. Tillis is making making the mistake of trying to trade with Mike Tyson. He should be moving off the ropes. Instead, he got into a little bit of macho there, and Quick Tillis is not going to be around long fighting that way. Again, he scores with the right uppercut. Does Quick Tillis.
Repeatedly, Tillis has scored with the right uppercut. But Tyson is beginning to wear down Tillis' defenses, particularly when he catches him against the ropes and then releases the hand. Round 3 coming to a close, and Mike Tyson warms to the task once again as the round comes to a close. Back with more after this word from our local station.
For the first time in 13 months of professional boxing, Tyson felt real resistance. To his credit, Tyson adjusted. In the 4th round, he read the Cowboy's movement, slipped an attack, and countered with a sharp left hook. Tillis went down at the end of the round.
I had the first round even, and have given rounds 2 and 3 to Mike Tyson. Right hand lands on the point of the chin, but he didn't get all of it. And a good left hook by James Tillis.
And again, inexplicably, Quick Tillis grabs after he scores the best punch he scored in a couple of rounds. You should put punches together, punch in combination, and he might give Mike Tyson more trouble than he wants. He also can't lunge in with that left hook like that because he's going to get caught.
And having felt what Tillis has to offer in the way of the uppercut and that one left hook which scored, Tyson now appears to be a little less shy about stepping up inside. Tillis is landing punches.
He's landing hard punches, and interestingly, Mike Tyson is taking them. I mean, he doesn't want to get hit with them. Marvis Fraser hurt. He can punch when he's fresh like this. Switches left-handed. Tillis is a converted southpaw. Punches hardest with his left hook. What is it?
For Tyson. Look how low he gets to duck under those punches. Extraordinary.
Tillis could have butted him with his knee there. He doesn't really know. The things that work for him normally are not working for him, and he's going to have to go to things that are a little bit more sophisticated. He's going to have to cut the ring off better. Has to let his hands be busier. And at the same time, avoid getting hurt.
In 1981, he went 15 rounds with the very dangerous puncher Mike Weaver, largely by staying away.
Before he got punched. Again, he lunges in and gets caught.
The left hand drops Tillis onto the seat of his pants as round 4 is coming to a close.
I'm not so sure that his right foot wasn't stepped on, causing that knockdown.
Any of Tyson's previous opponents would have spent the rest of the night in survival mode. Tillis got up and kept fighting. His stamina, historically his weakness, held better than expected. Tyson, meanwhile, was in uncharted territory. He had never been pushed into the late rounds before, and the uncertainty showed.
Tillis still willing to trade leather with Tyson.
I don't think that was a punch. The knockdown. It's not a. That was not looking. Did not look to me to be the beginning of the end.
He might have learned not to lunge so badly with the left hand, though.
Tyson is not doing his job in those clinches. His hands are free, but he isn't using them. Body puncher. He has it. He just isn't using it.
And so far, he does not look hurt, as Alex pointed out. Looks rather fresh. Has had a tendency in the past to tire. This is not a good one. And again, not busy in the clinch. That's frankly astonishing because the opportunity is there for him to do a lot of damage.
There, he gave a half-hearted effort in that combination we talked about, the right to the body and the right uppercut. But he didn't keep punching. He's just letting isolated punches go. A single left hook, nothing behind it.
Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist Terrell Biggs. Tillis extended Biggs to the full 8 rounds where Biggs got the decision, and that was on January 25.
2 good short chopping right hands by Tillis. Tyson waiting for Tillis to open up, and those 2 body punches did get indicated that Quick Tillis was hurt by those 2 body punches.
And the right hand got through the guard onto the cheek of Tillis, who looks a little the worse for wear. Slow first minute and a half in this round. Mike Tyson close out a round and leave an impression in the minds of the judges. We are back for round 6. And it's a piece of trivia at best, but now Tillis has an opportunity to go farther with Tyson than any of his previous opponents if he can last past 119 of this round.
Well, I think if Mike continues to fight this way, Tillis has the chance to break the knockout string. He's got to be busier. Tillis does have a tendency to tire very badly in late rounds. He was exhausted at the end of his 8-round fight with Tyrell Biggs. This is a 10-round fight. But Mike Tyson has to throw punches that mean something and throw them in combination. Those are just arm punches. There's nothing on those punches. He's just trailing Tillis around the ring.
The crowd begins to implore Tyson to give them something a little bit more exciting than what he has demonstrated here. And now it becomes clear that Tillis will last longer than it was bid to stop by Luis Rivera in Troy, New York, a couple of months ago. That punch missed, despite the crowd reaction.
Since we are talking about the possibility of the fight going the distance, I've given Tyson 3 rounds, Tillis 1 round, and 1 round even. I did not score the 4th round, which is the round in which a knockdown, a 10-8 round for Tyson. I only gave it a 10-9 round for Tyson because of the fact
point
that
system is, of course, supplemental only. The round system stands up unless there is a draw. Personally, Alex, I have it 4-0-1 for Tyson. I've not given Tillis a round.
There are 2 ways of looking at what Mike is doing. One way is to say that he's pacing himself, he's waiting for the opening. The other way is to say that he's getting frustrated and getting taken out of his fight.
There was no times, perhaps the only time in the bout we've seen it. But again, he comes on at the end of the round. We are round 7. Another heavyweight. Tyson with the lead in the fight to this point over James Quick Tillis. But fighting a curiously docile fight so far. Not nearly as busy or as aggressive as we've seen him in his 19 previous outings, which resulted in 19 knockouts.
He almost looks right here like he's waiting for Tillis to make the fight, to come to him.
In case you've just joined us, it is Tillis, the fighting cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the white trunks, Tyson in the black. Tyson co-managed by Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton. Tillis co-managed by Bo Williford and Gary Bentley.
One curious thing that we learned before the fight about Tillis' condition, we said he's always tired late. Bo Williford and Gary Bentley found out after the Biggs fight, through the doctor's examination, that James Tillis has a number of wheat, which could make things difficult for a fighter who, on the day of a fight, eats wheat cakes, drinks milk, and orange juice, cranberry juice. But it has helped his stamina, and I think he also trained harder for this fight. He realizes this fight means everything to him.
He has lost 4 of his last 5. And Bo Williford told me last night that if Tillis were to be knocked out today and wanted to continue as a fighter. Incidentally, if you're not a boxing fan and Tillis looks familiar to him, you may have seen him in the movie The Color Purple, where he had a brief part. He spent 2.5 weeks with Steven Spielberg and crew in Los Angeles, where they called him Dark Gable. There's a right hand by Tyson. And the uppercut.
Tillis is not noticeably hurt by that punch.
Nice cut. There is
Extended with the punch, did not have the proper range for full power.
Now he's at the right range. He lands something here. This is where he can be effective. Again, not punching at the body when Tillis grabs him behind the head. Tillis landed a left. Didn't seem to faze Tyson at all. We will stay here between rounds, as it is Tillis who tries to flurry at the end of round 7.
As the championship rounds arrived, neither man forced the action. The crowd grew restless. They had come to see Tillis broken. That wasn't happening.
I've never seen him fight in his career, including the time he fought for the title. He is showing something that a lot of people have questioned over his career, and that is his heart. He's cut, he's taken some brutal punches, and he is fighting back, moving and still trying to win this fight.
one of the greatest trainers in the history of the sport, openly questioned Tillis' heart while he was working with him.
Angelo Dundee had no spirit to fight. Tillis told us in the pre-fight interview that he found that spirit. Didn't know why he'd never had it, but said he found it for this fight. He was going to be a different fighter, and he has been.
You cannot question his courage or his commitment today. He has been there from the opening bell. He has not run away as he did 15 rounds against Weaver in 1981. Tyson looped that right hand, and you have to wonder if they're part of the marketing and publicity which has surrounded Tyson's rise. It won't be quite the same if he's 20-0 with 19 knockouts.
There's no question that up till now, if the fight continues this way and goes to a decision, Tyson, in my opinion, he has not really hurt Quick Tillis, even though he has knocked him down and cut him. And he's let Tillis stay in the fight when other fighters, such as a Tyrell Biggs, really had Tillis.
Could that, in fact, Alex, be good for Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I think it ultimately as well. It was inevitable that he was going to have to learn how to fight a guy who could move and box. It's good that he's fighting one like Quick Tillis to get that learning experience.
And maybe if he has to go to decision to win the fight, then there won't be as many people asking every day, when are you going to fight for the championship?
Since he's demonstrated that he has not gotten exhausted and he's taking good punches, we'll now turn around and say, well, he can't punch. Mike Tyson just went left-handed, and that was decidedly the left-hand stance since his fourth professional fight. It means he's a little bit confused, a little bit frustrated.
New York, James Quick Tillis enters round 9 with 19-year-old knockout phenomenon Mike Tyson. And in Tyson's round, or in Tyson's corner between rounds, trainer Kevin Rooney was imploring him to keep punching, not to stop punching, particularly in the clinches.
He was in tight, his hands were free, and he did not punch. This Mike Tyson looks very much like the Mike Tyson who lost 2 close decisions to Henry Tillman in the heavyweight trials for the Olympic Games in 1984. He is confused by the movement. The movement does not allow him to hit a stationary target, and therefore he can't set himself as well. We have not seen the evidence of the jab that Mike Tyson said we would see.
And Henry Tillman recently scored a first-round knockout over Bash Ali in a cruiserweight fight.
Well, Henry Tillman was very impressive winning the North American Boxing Federation cruiserweight title by scoring a sensational first-round knockout. First of all, I've seen all of Henry Tillman's fights, and second of all, he hasn't fought in the same division as Mike. He's been fighting as a cruiserweight. There's not as much talent down there. It's difficult to say. I was very impressed with Tillman against Bash Ali. He will be inevitably a future opponent.
Coming up immediately after this fight, our coverage of the Kentucky Derby, beginning of ABC Sports, run through the Triple Crown this spring. Right now we are in round 9. Mike Tyson well ahead in the scoring, or so we would judge it, against James.
He certainly isn't fighting like someone who is punching that he can't solve. But secondly, it's also possible that Mike Tyson is interested in how he is going to react to fighting rounds. He's heard all the doubters say he can't go 10 rounds or 15 rounds, and maybe he's in the back of his mind trying to find out exactly how he is going to respond in that kind of a fight that he is in no danger, in my opinion, of losing.
Maybe in the front of his mind. 22 seconds remaining in round 9. Moore is not busy during the clinches when his hands are free and he has a chance to punch. Landed a right hand on Tillis' nose, but we have gotten to the end of round 9. We'll be back for the closer after this. We are back in Glens Falls, New York, round 10. The crowd tries to liven itself up, try to provide some encouragement to Mike Tyson. Most of them have come here today hoping to see a knockout, and frankly, expecting to see a knockout. Tyson tries to deliver with the right hand and steps in and throws the left. Tillis again ties him up.
The most power and zip he's had in his punches at this late stage in a fight that I can ever remember. Tyson knows it, and I just don't think he's going to take any unnecessary chances. You can be sure he wants to keep the knockout string alive. But he also is just not going to take any unnecessary chances. He wants to win a decision, win a fight. He'll be 20-0.
His career somewhat even with a loss if he stands up.
Well, this certainly is a respectable showing, and there certainly will be notoriety to the man who broke Mike Tyson's knockout string, especially if Mike resumes the knockout string. Always difficult to know why a crowd is booing. You can't psychoanalyze 8,000 people. I think it's possible that they're disappointed in Mike's performance. They came here wanting to see him do what he's done in his previous 19 fights, and he doesn't appear at this point to be going all out to satisfy them.
Landed problem, it has been effectively stopped. Tillis comes straight in. And now Tyson, one of the few times we've ever seen him swinging wildly. Good left hand. Tillis is still there. There will be very little doubt about the decision here. The scoring might be slightly different in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tillis continues to give a good account of himself.
And backs Mike Tyson up onto the ropes, which is a first.
A little of Tyson's own medicine. It will be interesting to see how Mike reacts to this. Closing with a flurry. Going to sound.
The fight went the full 10 rounds. The judges gave it to Tyson, unanimously and without controversy. But the reaction in the arena was complicated. There was admiration for Tyson, yes, but also a flicker of disappointment. He had gone the distance. He hadn't finished the job. And for Tillis, there was genuine respect. He had done what no one before him had managed. He had taken Tyson's best shots, stood his ground, and made it to the final bell. James Tillis lost that night on paper, but in Glens Falls, on a quiet Saturday in May 1986, he proved something the rest of the heavyweight division needed to hear. Mike Tyson could be fought.
Still undefeated, Mike Tyson!
So for 19-year-old Mike Tyson, moved the record now to 19, or making 20 wins, no losses, 19 of them by knockout.